copyrighted material, you have to go in afterwards and put the word static just over it. This universe does not allow you to say those words. They are the sacred texts.
It's all rhythm. It's all about the rhythm. Don't like that. Bad opening, guys.
It's terrible. Were you thinking about it too much?
And welcome back to the 7th Star to the Right podcast.
Like
this is session 27. How are you guys doing?
Hiya, Jeffrey.
Very similar to how we were doing in session.
Shush.
Sorry, my bad.
The magic.
The magic. Don't lose it.
Hold.
Do not look behind the curtain.
I mean,
This may be the second session that we're recording today. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just keep
But-
bopping.
That means it should be just even more easy to remember what happened last session.
Yeah, you sure would think. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine?
So what do you guys remember from the last session?
Got a boat.
We gotta vote.
The
God, we're gonna end a space
Calvin
pirates.
or out?
It's
Are you
or out.
Calvin or
Oh,
out?
is it
Are you Calvin or
It's
out?
long. It's a long name. I understand.
It stretches all the way.
It wraps around the front.
I have to write that down in my notes. It's very important.
Yeah.
Mm. So we're pretty sure that Joyce is Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% convinced at this point.
We've had no evidence to the contrary. So.
Well, we have a little bit of evidence to contrary, but not much. We did ask Lynn explicitly.
You talked with Zuri and Davis a little bit about what exactly a practicing member of the Acolytes of the End is sort of about.
Yep, sounds awful.
A little bit about what the word is about, and
Yep, the Watchers.
The
is
Watchers.
Apparently, what that's about.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing Giles from Buffy now.
Interesting.
He's a watcher.
Well, what are the? I don't know if you guys have watched Fringe, but do you guys remember the Fringe at all?
I
Is that
remember
the men
some
in the
of
bowler
it.
hats?
Yeah, the men in the bald men in the bowler hats. That's what I was trying to more evoke. Like the
so
guys that are
that's-
just sort of there and always around like really bad events, but don't actually do anything. They're just watching the bad events. Like
yeah.
there was, in Fringe, it's a whole thing. And one's like at the Kennedy assassination, another one's like at the Hindenburg disaster.
I just
and, like,
remember
all
the
this.
cow. I really liked the cow in Fringe. Those best friends with the old dude scientist.
Yeah.
Where's our cow, Jeff? Why haven't you?
What you're
invoked the
saying.
cow?
Argos is the cow.
Yeah, but a robot cow dog, man.
I mean,
What?
you,
What's the last one?
Don't worry about
Wait,
it.
sorry, go ahead.
Excuse me?
I'm
All
just
right.
waiting for. I'm
Robot cow
hoping
dog?
there is some future in which, so slight backstory. Power Rangers has a robot dog in one of them, and the robot dog in a late season combines with the Red Ranger and becomes a really cool mech suit.
Okay.
We're delving into all kinds of.
right.
That's where I'm heading.
All right.
Nona is going to turn Arcus into a mech suit. Probably actually for Claire. I was going to say for herself, but no, it's for Claire. Girl and dog together. It's never been done and it's never been said.
Upsetting. Yeah.
Oh no!
Definitely.
All
Don't
things,
you dare bring up
all
Full Metal
things
Alchemist
lead
to
back
me.
to Full Metal Alchemist. It is inevitable.
Full Metal Alchemist.
We got to get out of here.
Anyway, yeah. So talked to Joyce, heard about a person named Deegan. Deegan is a person who is asking a lot of the same questions as me. Weird though, because they showed up here already knowing about Asimov 1, which is known as Space Station, and then supposedly went there and could have supposedly gone there before Nona left and everything was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So story leads us to believe that he's the cause of the fire because duh, but our characters don't know this yet. So it's just like, oh, he was there.
I think it's a reasonable thing to maybe like
That's fair.
suspect.
Well, in that case, I'm very angry with him for setting me on fire.
As I think a reasonable person would have reason to do.
Yeah.
So
I'm learning about emotions.
I think that makes me angry.
I think I'm going to end this, man.
one other thing, a couple of other things of note. Mike did sort of like an insight check on Davos when he was talking about these Watchers, and felt like he wasn't being entirely truthful about everything that he was saying about them. You definitely felt like he was holding something back. Additionally, you got at least one lead to how to reach out to Dorian Gray within Jade. You know that for some reason Dorian Gray is being a little less selective nowadays, as well as someone who a criminal in Jade that is not a fan of Cyril Sharpclaws is a Torq by the name of Zip.
Right.
Yep.
So that's kind of the lead that you have going right now. You're not from all of the news. You don't actually have like a crime scene. You're not aware of where exactly this took place. So that's something else that you might need to try and find out. Right now, it's try and find Dorian Gray or try and find the crime scene and just sort of figure out what happened there.
Just in terms of prep for heading to Jade, a place that we're definitely eventually going to make it to. I'm guessing this is another one of those leave all of your weapons behind situations, given that we're on the same planet.
I was going to ask you, are you guys bringing any of the pre-tech stuff, any of the drugs? Because this is not something that you can just pop back to.
Yeah,
right?
no,
the things that you want to take with you kind of need to carry in. It is more likely that you can smuggle in things because, as Alex remembers, there's a lot less security around the ports of Jade, especially considering there are so many ports for Jade, because it is just a collection of islands that are connected by a bunch of major roadways, bridges.
Yeah.
So what are you guys bringing? I think Claire would be aware that bringing Argos is not really a plan, and will sadly tell him to stay behind on the ship and ask Lynn to take care of him.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't need to eat.
Yeah.
Make sure he's at least
Keep him out of the rain.
give him good entertained. Yeah, give him good pets. Occasionally throw him a ball and make him retrieve it for you, like good Bernese mountain dog he is. He's a massive dog.
Yeah, I'm going to recommend that Claire at least takes a gun of some kind. Maybe one of the normal ones if we don't want to get a lot of suspicion with the pre-tech guns.
Yeah, remind me what pre-tech guns you guys have. I know you have
so many.
Yeah, you have like 10 of each, I think.
Yep. It was, a combat rifle, shotgun, and submachine gun. 10 of each.
Yeah, I'm going to take I think, normal laser pistol, and still technically we have 2 flashbangs left, and those were useful.
Okay.
I'm going to take those 2.
Alex is just going to take the laser pistol, and then like his med kit, and the normal medical stuff, the Lazarus patches, and his 1 syringe of Revelry that I think everybody still has one.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to take kind of my normal pack worth of stuff, have some spare parts, Metatool.
Or not Revelry, sorry,
kit.
Integrity, the healing one.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, I also still have one of those on my person.
Reverie?
No,
Integrity.
Oh, yeah, I have
not
yes,
Reverie.
yes.
All the bad drugs are in Notice Room.
Okay.
But I was given at
Under
some
lock and
point.
key.
Yep.
Claire would probably wouldn't feel comfortable with the shotgun, combat rifle, or submachine gun just yet.
I
Considering
technically
she's
have
just
2 laser
firing
pistols.
things.
She could probably have one of mine.
I think she still has one.
Okay. We have so many
when
laser
Zuri-
pistols.
Yeah, they're
They're
like
handing
the-
these things out like candy on Halloween.
We're drowning in guns.
Big dog, give me another laser pistol.
You guys were also given just laser rifles, I think, as well.
Yeah, but
you guys
laser
have.
rifle feels like it would be hard to hide.
That's why Claire's going for the laser pistol as well. So she also has a laser pistol.
Yeah.
So you guys are packed up. You probably pack some food as well for the trip, as it will take more than 1 day.
Yep.
All right. So you guys, unless there's anything else that you want to do, we already sort of said goodbye to the other group. They're heading off to Ostia, specifically to Principa, the capital of Orisiame, in order to locate Vaughn and see how they might be able to break him out.
Yeah. It's a really quick question. I currently have the black slab on me. Would that be a terrible plan to bring in?
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I should switch it out for the normal one.
It is definitely, so it helps with hacking, which is one of the great things about it. But because it is a tool for hacking, If someone sees it in your inventory, they're like, this person's up to no good.
Yeah. So I was kind of like,
It is
basically my
suspicious.
question is like, how much does it, because I think in the description it was like, at first glance, looks like a normal thingy. So I didn't quite know what that meant in terms of.
Yeah, I would say if you guys, it would really only, it wouldn't stand up to close inspection.
Okay. Then I'm going to take, I'll just take my normal vanilla one.
The boat doesn't have any kind of like smuggler's compartment or like a hidden thing. We'd have to like cut something into the wall to do that.
Yeah, it just has a below deck that is kind of like a studio apartment with a bed, a small bathroom and shower, and then like a little kitchenette area. It's really meant for like 2 people or like a couple rather than 4 people. But it was the best sort of juggling of comfort as well as maneuverability.
Drag an extra mattress or 2 in there.
Yeah,
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
You guys-
so then, Alex, of course, you're going to
lay out some
I
sleeping
love
bags.
another place to sleep. You sleep all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I would sleep anywhere.
Also, I'm definitely bringing him a rope. Just calling that out now. I have a rope.
Okay, very
Just
important.
establishing
rope.
canonically, these are
Okay.
the things that I have.
I'm not keeping track of the things in your inventories. I'm just assuming that you guys are keeping track of that.
Just don't want people calling bullspit later. Also, I have a lighter.
I am aware of the lighter. I remember the lighter.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so you guys head off in the morning. So where you guys are right now, there is the river. You've got the tall peaks of these tall mountains on either side of you until eventually you reach open water where there is no land to be seen. It is just sea all the way around. And you just start making your way to Korstia. The GPS is fine. It's very easy to navigate directly to one of these locations. And you are on your way. Is there anything that you guys want to do in the interim? We could fast forward to the night and how you guys want to deal with whether you want to drive through the night because no, you can deal with it. Claire and Micah would sleep.
Alex would pretend to sleep.
So are you guys just like powering through? Nothing really of import happens during this traveling time?
Yeah, I would do that. I think a little bit depends on like what happens based on our timing. If we power through the night, are we going to somehow end up there also at a night or like we want to be entering and arriving at a time when normal people would be entering and arriving.
I mean, I would say there are people constantly arriving there. It's not like they only arrive in the morning or at night or midday. So like,
Yeah,
whenever
it's
you
more
get
like
there,
we get there and we're like, okay, we're here, and everybody is sleeping and everything is lame.
Okay, yeah. So you'd probably want to aim then for getting there early
The next morning.
Exactly.
the next morning. So you would probably then drive through the night.
Sounds
And
great. Let's
it's
do it.
Probably like 24 hours ish of just driving on the open seas.
Yeah.
But no conversations that are happening in this or anything of import.
Well, I'm going to hang out with Claire a little bit by the stern, maybe try and do some moving target practice out on the water with her laser pistol.
Shoot that way.
Yeah.
That way.
Can you
Throw a plate.
tell me? Can you use your telekinesis to like pick up water or something like that, and then like
I'm
hold
not
it
sure
out in front?
I
behind
think
you?
that would be sick. I don't know. Technically, that might be your call.
I'm really worried to say that's okay. To be honest,
Just start
I'm a
hurling
waterbender
like
now.
planks or whatever. Right?
Yeah, you
crap
could
from the
probably,
ship.
like-
That's
You
like
go pull.
water is like a particulate object if you really think about it.
can you pick up particular objects?
It just says objects.
And you can't even pick up a fish because I don't think there's fish here. Also, I don't think Claire would shoot
Yeah,
a fish.
there are no fish. Let's just say you grab some pebbles or something like that
Are
before
you
you head
sure
off.
you don't want to make me a waterbender?
Oh.
Okay, I'll use pebbles. It's fine.
I don't want to
Probably
make you a waterbender. I'm
bigger
sorry.
rock because Claire, shoot this pebble.
I
It's
don't
gonna-
consider water an object. If you freeze it, it would be an object.
Mhm.
It needs to be a solid thing, I would say, though.
Noted.
So you do some target practice, and she's enjoying it. She also will occasionally like take off by herself and read one of her books.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Yeah, she's a nerd. All right, if there isn't anything else, you guys just drive
Alex,
through. Yep.
we'll walk around the ship trying to find a good place to hide whatever contraband we actually do have.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know if we have much, because there's a pistol and there's the integrity, but that's healing. It's not illicit. So, but just kind of like get an idea of where stuff can be hidden if we need to.
Yeah. You find a couple of places below deck that seem to be good ones to sort of hide things in. There's like a little like water closet that goes to just a bunch of pipes that you need to take a panel off of that maybe doesn't stand up to like thorough inspection, but if anyone was just briefly in and maybe tossed the place a little bit, probably wouldn't find it. So you could stash some things in there if you'd like.
Cool.
And you guys, I'm just going to fast forward through this if there's nothing else you guys want to do. You guys get there early morning on I guess the following day is how we're going to do this. So Nona, I assume you're just driving the entire time.
Yep, it's like my thing.
It is like your thing.
Pilot
And
real good.
so you would obviously see this first and maybe call out to the people below deck who are sleeping. But you see, as you come up on Jade, you start to see the land peek up over the horizon. And you do see like these just long, tall spires that just have a bunch of buildings on them at like different points and different levels on the different spires. And then the spires themselves have like a bunch of different connections that just shoot off to these other spires. It's almost like if you were underneath this, just a web of these connections between these different spires. And you can probably count like at least the ones that you can see right now, probably like 10 or 15 of them. You start looking around for a port. Probably you guys want to stay on the smaller side, nothing too like major, be a little bit like stealthier to say the least. You drive up, you reach the port. One of the dock masters will come out to you, tie you up, and tell you how much it is. It's like a couple of credits a night to say like it's tied up there, and then they just sort of leave you to your devices, and you are now in Jade. You're specifically on one of the spires in a smaller port, one of the probably the lesser populated ones. But you do see like there are some spires that they're not. These different spires are not uniformly sized. There are some that are massive. You picked one of the smaller ones, but some of the larger ones have like massive buildings and like casinos. You see like flashing lights and all of that. It also looks like they imported just a ton of sand so they could have like little beaches out front. Like it is quite clearly a lot of money was thrown into some of these places. And then there are other parts of it that just seem like these are where the people who work here live. And just a little less nice. You are currently on one of those spires. So what do you guys want to do? Right now you have not a ton of information other than Zip is a criminal in this location, would probably be happy that you messed with Cyril. And criminals are the people who kind of talk to Dorian Gray the most.
Right.
Those are three facts.
Those are the facts that you have.
But what do they mean?
Additionally, you could also obviously like ask around and see like, oh, did you hear about that assassin? Where was that maybe? And you can like ask around for that stuff as well. It's not like you have to go directly to Zip. In fact, you don't even know where Zip is currently. So you'd have to ask around to figure out where he was to begin with.
I was going to ask, it didn't sound from what I heard that he was the kind of criminal with some sort of legitimate storefront that we could just stroll up to necessarily. Because like Cyril has his whole stronghold or whatever.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Okay.
What you knew about Zip was mostly in passing, and the fact that he seems to be trying to get into Cyril's drug trade, like on his turf. So you don't know if he actually has a legitimate business front.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about the Simpsons thing, the legitimate businessmen's club. How like common are Torqs around here?
On Orisiame in specifically, just in general?
I was thinking like,
In
well,
Jade?
Orisiame, the planet, if I know that, and then also just like looking around because we came from an area that was pretty heavy with bears, and so there was a decent amount of bears everywhere. Are we like?
I wouldn't necessarily say there was a a ton of bears. It was more they were concentrated in a specific place.
That's fair. Is there a
like a Torque town?
A Torque town as opposed to Bear Town, if you will.
I hate that I'm not more creative with the names. Yeah, you could ask around if there's a Torque town. Generally speaking, it goes humans are the majority, then Ursum, and then Torque. Torque tends to hang around places that are a little bit more technologically advanced, as they do have that compulsion.
That was also my thought.
themselves.
Nona gets along fairly well with Torques as they share overlapping interests.
And Ursum are a little bit more rugged. They kind of like fighting and
being the mafia.
Power in one way or the other.
Hugs.
You could ask around, but yeah, you wouldn't expect to see
like Torque population.
You wouldn't expect to see a ton of them. They are quite sparsely. Like,
okay, well, I'm happy to follow who's ever lead, but my thought is if we don't have any better plans, like going and finding places that specialize in technology, because that's where I've seen Torques be before, and that's about as far as my expertise on the subject takes me.
I've met Torques before.
Yeah, they do technology. I too can do technology.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna. There are folks like working at the docks. And
there's a ton of people working at the docks. This particular spire appears to be more of like a worker residential one. So it seems like a bunch of people live here, and considering it's early day, a lot of them are off working. So it's not hugely populated right now. But there are some stragglers around in the streets.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll try and pull over. I mean, if there was someone who was like helping us tie off the boat, or who we paid the credits to, say, hey, we're looking to maybe get some stuff fixed up. Is there a kind of like tech sector area we could go to for repairs, anything like that?
And the man strokes his beard, because I decided he has a beard, and he says, "Well, I think there's probably you want to go a couple of spires over, and you can probably find a couple of good mechanics there. Anything in particular you want to get fixed?"
Well, we've got this bike. This is our cover story for literally everything.
This bike is just like so much mileage out of this one thing.
Yeah, we had like a Torque mechanic who was kind of working on it before. Still needs like a little bit of a tune-up. Do you know if like there might be anything of that nature over on the other spire?
Oh yeah, there are quite a few Torque over there.
All right.
They like their gadgets.
Yes, I have also noticed.
Yeah, you'll be able to find them, and he gives you like a couple of directions to a spire that's not too far away that appears to have some resident Torque population, and specifically like a more mechanical feel. Like they have like a bunch of workshops over there.
All right. Cool. I'll say thanks a bunch. I will tip him a credit.
Thank you kindly.
There's an electronic payment. Venmo you. What are the last 4 digits of your phone?
Okay, yeah. So I guess let's start heading over that way. You say there are physical bridges between the spires?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And it actually is a bit of a wonder, because they're just like straight across. There isn't like a curve to them. And due to the fact that these spires are kind of randomly placed, some of them cross over each other. So there's like a height difference in some places. So it is almost like a spider web of these different connections between these spires.
You've said this twice now, and I'm just going to call out that if we don't end this by fighting a giant mechanical spider, I'm going to be quite disappointed.
You're going to be quite disappointed.
Son of a... Never let me have any fun.
I'm trying to evoke some imagery here.
Yeah,
no, not allowed. Everything must be taken literally.
Yeah.
Spiders are cows, Jeff. That's 2
That's all I
strikes.
got.
No,
If you think there's a straw and just you impale it with a bunch of different grapes.
Go back to the
maybe an
fruit
olive.
salad.
You have multiple really tall, skinny grapes stabbed with straws everywhere.
Everywhere.
Got it.
There you go.
I, for one, appreciate pointy space Venice.
Yes, that's fair.
So you guys don't have any form of like vehicle transportation. So
Nope, we're walking.
you're walking.
We're walking.
There are walkways between these spires, but obviously it is a little bit slower going. You see just a bunch of different cars passing by you. Some very like run down, some very like pretty. Like there's very clearly a dichotomy of people who visit this place because of like the fun times and like the beautiful scenery, and then the people who work for them kind of deal. So you make your way. It actually it's a little bit of a walk because it's several spires away, and you finally get your way to the spire that the man at the docks was talking about, and you do see Torq working in workshops. This is actually probably the most Torq that you guys have seen together at any specific like point in time. Obviously, there was Dix and Zix with the Paragon freelancers, but for the most part, Torq are pretty rare. And to see like even just like 5 of them in close proximity to one another is a bit of an event.
Mhm.
Not to draw us too off track here, but is this a place where one could technically buy robots?
Yes.
You told me I could be keeping eyes out for these places, and I feel like this might be one of them.
Yeah, there's some service stations that nothing like retail. It seems like it would be a lot of hacking together of something. This is a lot more like of a it's a garage more than it is like a storefront. Like here is your out of the box virtual intelligence. But you see like several Torq are working on a humanoid sort of sentry bot. And just like, well, give me the wrench over there. And it's just, Torqs being Torqs. Some of them a lot younger without any crystals or any body modifications. Some of them generally the ones that seem in charge with like extra arms, replacements of legs for different things. You see one with like treads, another one with a similar UFO setup to Glenk a couple of sessions back. And it's a whole assortment of them.
Cool. Well, I'm in general keeping eye out for upgrades, keeping eye out for ability to, I have no idea how one would even go about that sort of thing, but
Yeah, well, what exactly are you looking
well,
for?
because when we first started this, you and I discussed that the only way Nona would be able to increase a physical stat would be to go somewhere and have modifications done.
Yes.
So I'm thinking about that and trying to like, but I don't exactly see how that would work like in story. She's not just gonna walk up, like go over, pop open her arm and be like, make it better. So I'm not 100% sure how that would go down yet. But I also in general have an interest in making just another one of me kind of thing.
Right, in case your thing.
Yeah,
like,
I don't actually want to be the ship. So if I get killed and I get popped back into my, what is that, backup phylactery?
Yeah.
I would like to have a second body. And that seems like something that maybe could be a little bit more accomplishable without telling the entire world that I'm a robot. So kind of looking around for anything that can enable that. Like you said, we're not going to get a pop out of the box, here's a Nona for everybody, but like any sort of thing that could help with that I might like, here is a piece that will be used later.
Yeah, you would want a much more, when it comes to actually building what looks and feels human, that needs to be either like a specialist or some very specific pre-tech in order to build that. What you see, you're
slightly confused pre-tech stuff just because I thought, based just on my reading of different chassis and stuff, that's something that looked human and roughly worked human. Not exactly common, but like not exactly 1 in a million either. But maybe that's just a misconception.
Well, that's why there's like a specialist or like specifically a pre-tech factory of some kind.
Those are.
You're not going to find someone here like they do regular like virtual intelligence repairs, but this isn't a like they're not making off the factory belt sort of like human like bodies.
Okay, cool. Then I withdraw the question.
You can look around, but if this is something that you want to pursue, you'd have to find like a specific person that like specializes in this.
Yeah,
it's a very specific
and
skill.
I don't want to derail this entire thing to be like, let's
fair.
go level up Nona somewhere.
I think I will notice Nona looking around and say like, hey, was there something you thought you might like to get while we're in the tech area?
Not certain. Just, keeping an eye out for replacement parts and whatnot.
Oh, gotcha.
You could certainly buy replacement parts here.
Yeah.
If that's something that you want to do.
Well, I think that I'm pretty good on Healy stuff right now. So I don't exactly need more of those, but I have, eventually we're going to build our drone army, and eventually we're going to, so just like lots of, there's like a lot of, I don't even know what to ask here. It's like, oh, robot stuff. And I'm just kind of like robot stuff, if that makes sense. But I also
they're a virtual intelligence of different things, but they don't look human. They're humanoid, kind of like Adam or ADM 141. Things that are very clearly robotic, but could be controlled via some like link that you have the ability to do. So.
I'll probably see about getting one of those then.
Yeah, I mean, we can shop around a little bit if you want. We're not trying to find someone right now in particular. We just need to talk to anybody. And maybe they can give us a lead. So may as well do a little shopping. Maybe we can ask someone who's running a place.
I'm gonna go buy me. It's been a while since I've looked it up, and I have no idea in terms of like price points. But one of the
let's pause for a quick second so I can look this stuff up. All right. So we discussed some things, and we figured that there are certain types of bots that just wouldn't be sold at like this kind of location, like particularly like heavy war bots or companion bots. There might be companion bots being like things that look human but are heavily regulated.
Yep.
Because obviously people don't necessarily like robots that look like people. Sorry, Nona. But you are able to get a civilian security bot.
Yep.
It is equipped with a stun baton.
It zap real good.
It zap real good, and you can take the all of its stats directly from the whatchamacallit, the rule book. But now you have a drone. You can name it whatever you want, but you talk to the Torq, and he's like, I'll give that to you, and it's 5,000 credits.
Yep.
But you just slam down on the table and was like,
give me.
All right.
The drone army begins.
Show me your Venmo.
And so now it is no longer just the 4 of you. It is now the 5 of you, as Nona is joined almost in lockstep with one of her own kind. What do you want to call this boy?
Oh, I had a great idea.
What is your name?
It's going to be Juan, but like 1.
Okay.
So it's 001.
001.
001.
Okay.
Well,
but people may call him Juan.
While Nona is checking out, Alex is going to saddle up to the counter towards the Torq. Says, we don't come through here very often. Is this where most Torqs are? Are there any kind of further out, any way to, if something goes wrong, get what's his name? Get one fixed or anything?
This is where most of the Torq live. Obviously, not all Torq live here, but for the most part, they live here.
Live, but also work, or is it just kind of throughout Jade? You can try to find somebody.
Well, I don't mean to be like you're being a little specious here. Not all Torq have to be mechanics, Like others can be like drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Drug dealers, for example.
Cool. They can also apparently be very aggressive. I wasn't trying to suggest that I could try to find anybody and have them work. I was wondering if people who do work to fix this, if they would be found outside. I'm looking for somebody.
Who are you looking for?
What was his name?
Torq called Zip.
And Micah says,
Yeah, I know of Zip. What do you want to know about him?
We were just trying to get in touch about we heard the name from someone back where we came from, needed to get something sorted out, seemed to be the person to talk to.
You're so suspicious. I'm sorry,
Yep.
but just wow.
I mean, don't.
And the torque that you're
suspicious.
the torque that you're talking to definitely narrows his eyes, their eyes at that, and says,
Yeah, he owns a Club Vortex, a Spire over. He's a bit of an asshole, but Torque guys stick together somehow. So
Awesome. Great. Cool. I guess we'll head right over that. Thanks so much. I didn't catch your name. Jeff giving me the death glare.
my name is, and you're gonna have to write this one down.
Oh, I will.
Tilt.
Tilt.
This is
right.
my cousin, Whirl.
Shush you.
Well, Tilt, it's been a real pleasure. Juan seems great. I'm sure we're gonna have a great time with it, and I guess we'll be heading out then.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if he ever breaks down, make sure to bring him back. We can fix him up real good.
We definitely will. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a beautiful time.
Later.
I got that reference.
and so you guys, you have an idea of where you might be able to find the Torque by the name of Zip and a club by the name of Vortex.
Thank you. Goodness.
One spire over, so not a huge walk. Is that where you are going to be going?
Come, Juan.
Come, Juan, to glory.
Does Juan speak? I'm gonna try and approach Juan and say, like,
I do not believe
Hey.
Juan speaks.
welcome to the team.
Hello, citizen.
Oh God. Just going to let you know, not an AI, not even really a virtual intelligence, is it? It's
No,
like a
it's
level
an
under
expert-
that.
Yeah, it's an expert system, so it has a couple of pre-programmed
Response
responses.
not recognized.
But yeah, effectively, if you, it has a decent library of responses that it can give, but it is not going to be able to like deviate from that.
Well, I didn't want to be rude.
I appreciate
Wanted
that.
to
I
welcome
really do. I appreciate that, but Juan's main purpose is sort of backup for me.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. What is Juan's general appearance? Just like robot-looking robot?
Oh, robot-looking robot. As far as I can tell, he got a little.
Do you want to specify like what he looks like at all?
Honestly, I was kind of just picturing one of now that I'm thinking about like the advanced Star Wars droids, but like with head on it as opposed to like no head.
The ones in like Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like the battle ball looking
all right.
I just like the thing. No,
Like the
not
kind
those.
of like more stick ones that have like
Yeah.
the stick neck and then almost like a long face.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I was thinking just like basically very, very basic skeleton
yeah.
robot. This
that's
is a
about right.
humanoid thing. It's all silvery. It does the jerky motion
Yep.
moving. A robot's robot, if you will.
A robot's robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll show you a picture later.
No, I know which robots you mean. All right. So, yeah, I guess let's tromp on over to the next spire.
So
If
you
no one
guys
else
are
has
heading
shopping to
directly
do.
to Club Vortex, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty much what we're here for.
Yeah.
We are
Excellent.
here to get down.
And the club, which it does take a little while to get in. There's a bit of a line out the door. It definitely seems to be a busy one. As you come in, it does what clubs do. It doesn't have the windows outside, so you can't see what time of day or night it is. It has a little bit. It's a 2-layer setup with like the drinks and tables sort of risen above a where the dance floor is, and there's like steps down onto the dance floor. There's a DJ who's losing his freaking mind, like getting people on the dance floor going. It's pretty packed, especially for this type of like at this time of day.
6 in the morning.
I mean, at this point, it's probably closer to like 10 in the morning, which isn't that much
That's
better.
kind of worse because 6 in the morning, there's some plausible deniability of maybe you stayed up all night. Like this is a people got up to party.
Yes.
Like they set their alarms for like 5 a.m. and are like, all right, time to hit the club.
I'm worried about this town.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
It is the people in Jade, they go hard, man. And so there is, and this is just obviously what you can see right now as you walk out into the dance floor. They've got like the light up panels and stuff like that. They've got like a little laser show going on. You see off to the left side, there is a bar that is tending to a bunch of people. More people are on the dance floor than they are like hanging around the tables. And then you do see in the far corner there appears to be a couple of men just standing in front of an opening where it says VIPs only. So what do you guys want to do? You are in Club Vortex.
I don't like this place.
Yep. I'm also out of my element here.
What?
Claire, by the way, is just like looking wide-eyed everywhere.
Claire, close your eyes, please.
Claire was allowed into the club.
Claire was allowed into the club.
Oh,
Okay.
no. All right, so he like pulls out his compad and starts texting people to hear over the movie, the music.
I see. Yeah.
All right, so it's we have to see the VIP room. Should we talk to a bouncer?
Yeah.
Is that a bad idea?
We can. What's our story? I don't know. We just kind of showed up.
Our story is that we're looking for Zip and we set Cyril's house on fire. Figured he might want to talk to us.
Yeah, we did do that.
What do we
not even
want
a lie.
Zip for in the group chat? What do we need him for? We're trying to get him to get to Dorian Gray.
Yes.
Zip's just
See if he can talk
like
to
the
me.
first criminal we could think of who could get us maybe in touch with Dorian Gray. That was kind of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's like 3 dots. It's like 3 dots, and then the dots go away, and then they come back.
Oh, no. You're giving me
And
anxiety.
he's like trying to. He's like, will
All
he
right,
help us? Like, what we were just saying that we did this thing. We're on his side. Hey, can you do us a favor?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Okay. Great. Go team. Break. We're
No, they're like thumbs up.
gonna walk over to the bouncers by the VIP door.
Yeah. So as you guys start approaching that, you pass by a table of it's people in like work clothes. They don't appear to be like really a part of like the dancing. And here I go starting another day of partying. They appear to be like locals, and they're just hanging around having a drink at like their local bar or something like that. That's kind of the vibe that you're getting from them. Can I have you guys roll a wisdom notice check, please?
My favorite.
I know.
My favorite check is back.
Your favorite check is back. I didn't make you do it all last session.
No. I actually very much appreciate that. I'm not actually complaining.
I did suppose I made you roll to identify the material in the pouch.
And then I failed.
9.
4.
5.
Alex, as you start to walk by, you hear a conversation going like, yeah, and I don't know. It's just that warehouse, man. It just, there was like that shootout, and I just don't feel safe there anymore. Like I heard some of those guys' stories about like what happened, and fuck, man, that's scary. Just like a shootout can happen there.
The shootout that happened.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex doesn't say anything.
Okay. And you continue making your way to the bouncers. And they are 2 large humans. They're not Ursum.
That's even scarier.
They're branching out.
not-
They are branching out. One of them stops you and says, "What do you want?"
Hey, yeah, we had some business to do with Zip. We've got stuff to do with Cyril Sharpclaw. If that name rings a bell to you at all, might want to talk to us.
Nona is going to pull out the lighter and silently flick it.
And Alex, like, it just was like Claire is not. He was like holding Claire's hands, just like making sure she didn't see anything too awful, and like now it's just kind of like.
And from inside, this is not a door. And they're standing in front of like one of these like cloth things that you sort of just
The
push
curtain
aside.
thing.
Yeah, curtains.
Bead curtains.
Oh my God! Yes.
And from inside the curtains, you can hear,
Did they say Cyril Sharpclaws? Let him in. Let him in. Wait. Pat him down first. Then let him in.
Yeah. Okay.
and the bouncers
Yeah.
turn to you and start like asking, like, can I pat you down?
You're very kind. Very kind for bouncers. Absolutely. You will find a gun, but I'm not going to go for it. Like, it's like hands are up.
This is
It's for
another-
protection. I'm sure you have your guns on you as well.
Yeah, and they do take your weapons if you allow them to.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
They don't take crap off me.
And
It's true because you don't need.
I don't
it.
carry a gun.
yeah.
Oh, I hate you so much.
And so the people that have guns have it removed from them unless you're specifically trying to hide the fact that you have a
No,
gun.
I don't care.
Juan is not allowed in. I'm sorry.
Fine, Juan, you may wait here.
They pause him at the door, and you have to say, "No, I'm sorry, Juan. You'll have to stay out here."
I'm not going to apologize to Juan.
Affirmative.
Exactly.
Is
I
the
will
16-year-old
stay
girl
here.
okay to go into the VIP room? She's in
Yeah,
training.
well.
Like, she's an intern.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can I keep my lighter?
A good move. Yeah. Yes, you can keep your lighter.
Fantastic.
So you're
That
led
was
into
a
this.
mistake.
You're led into this back room. There are a couple of people, but over to one side, you see a Torq, whom I will now describe to you. This is a silver-skinned, blue-specked Torq. Their arms and legs are replaced with human-side prosthesis and machinery. Their torso is covered in small crystals that point upward. So the whole idea is like Torqs only stand generally around like 3.5 feet. So they're about half of a person. And it's very clear that this one is kind of trying to look a little bit more person, like with the leg prosthesis and the arms, it almost looks like he stands around 6 feet. And he gestures wildly to his table. Come in, come in.
Hello.
Hi, I take it you're Zip?
Zip. Yes.
Yeah.
I heard down the grapevine that there were some issues at the Sharpclaws headquarters.
Nona continues to flick her lighter, just nonchalantly.
And you can tell he's very excited about this whole thing.
Are you were you perhaps involved?
Hi. Yeah. We thought, I'm Micah, by the way. These are
I never heard your last name before.
huh? Micah, by the
I
way.
didn't know that.
That is a terrible joke.
I'm reeling. My name is Micah Wynn.
That's nice.
There you go.
Because all I do is win-win no matter
No
what.
matter what, got money on my mind. The rest of the song. These are my associates: Alex, Nona, Claire. And
Claire,
yeah,
be cool.
we had some things to do with Cyril back in Breeze. The things you heard about, that was us. And we heard you were probably the person to talk to.
Give me every detail you possibly can. I want to see that goddamn bear burn to the ground. Do you understand what he has cost me? I mean, I understand the bear mafia, that they got a little bit of a thing, sort of like they're different like territories and all of that. And I'm just an upstart, I got my own business. I'm trying to start it up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden, you just got these goddamn Ursum coming down on me, tearing up my supply lines. And you know what? When I heard down the grapevine that old Cyril Sharpclaws, he only barely got out of that burning inferno.
Nona looks confused.
That wasn't a joke.
Oh, okay.
I was very pleased.
That's great. Yeah.
Please,
I am not
No,
pleased he got out.
absolutely.
please, do not spare any details.
Well,
Thank you.
You don't need to go
Thank
into
God.
this whole thing.
If he does, Alex, like during the whole spiel, Alex like goes over to like the bar with Claire and is like, "Do you guys do like virgin cocktails?"
you gotta get her a Shirley Temple. It's
Smash cut to
space,
45 minutes later.
space Sprite mixed
I'll
with.
just have a water, thanks.
I want the virgin.
But I want the water though. But can I have a lemon in it?
Oh,
Claire,
fancy.
I'll take a stab.
She's from high society.
Fancy today.
Be cool,
Yeah, no,
Claire.
I'm gonna not do the purposefully too much. I actually have a pretty good understanding of like when people's eyes glaze over now because I do that sometimes. So like we're not going to go into the ridiculous detail, but we're gonna like decent amount of it.
So yeah, well, rather than do the whole thing, like what sort of things are you glossing over?
I'm
Because I
gonna
assume you're not telling him the whole story.
I'm gonna try and impart to
Help
Nona.
steer.
Maybe we move around the stuff that has to do with like Vaughn and like my group and everything. And so just like we were working with Cyril, and he was gonna help us get some friends out of trouble, and like kind of put it that way instead of like we are wanted terrorists.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We-
I don't think Nona is still
I am
fully
wanted
aware of the
terrorist.
fact that she's a wanted terrorist technically now. But no, I think special emphasis on the he took Claire, so we made him burn
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, we had an agreement and
Oh, of course. Yeah.
he broke our agreement.
Well, that is absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad I got to hear it directly from the source. Now, what can I help you with today? Want some drugs? I'm very good with drugs.
Well, I think we have enough drugs.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
then why
too
did
many,
you come
really.
see me?
we're set for right now.
Did you know
So
that a
we-
virgin Long Island iced tea is just Coca-Cola? It's just Coca-Cola. And what are we talking about?
It doesn't even have any iced tea in it. It's just a Coke.
It's just Coca-Cola with lemon.
Well, that
What were we discussing? Sorry.
Oh, we were just gonna ask you.
Right. So we heard through a grapevine also that we're looking for someone in particular, and that you might be someone who could put us in touch with this certain person, someone by the name of Dorian Gray.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know him?
No,
No, you know of
You've heard of
him.
I know
Yeah.
of them.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah. Well, so it turns out Dorian Gray, for the longest time, only worked with the big shots, Cyril, rest of there, some mafia, some other chuckleheads. Something about so how much do you know about Dorian Gray?
Well, we've heard the name a lot.
I heard he normally works with Cyril Sharp Claws, a couple of other.
Some chuckleheads.
I like this one. This one's
Thank
funny.
you. I am swimming right now.
So, Dorian Gray, they got these pre-tech artifacts that they hand out to people. These beacons, You press a button, Dorian Gray shows up after a while, asks you what you want, there's a payment discussed, then they do it. But, you see, Dorian Gray's been a little picky about who they hand out these beacons to. And it's not unheard of to have a beacon removed from you because of something that you've done. Generally, innocence getting hurt. Standard Robin Hood stuff.
We are also against human trafficking, yes.
Yeah, that would probably be against their code, as he puts in quotes. Anyway, recently, something happened. I don't know what, but he started giving out his compad number to people. And guess who got his compad number?
This guy.
Was
This guy!
Oh,
Hey,
I knew that was coming, and it was so
I'm
beautiful.
guessing work has been a little tight as of late, maybe because of that assassination attempt that apparently Dorian Gray was at out in what was it? A Donahue shipping warehouse thing. Want to Spire over or so. But anyway.
Oh, hey, so, where was that? That sounds kind of interesting. You said next Spire over was where the assassination.
Yeah. Have you guys heard about that?
Distinctly not.
Just barely.
Oh, well, there's this Cassian general, right? Vacationing for some reason here. And he meets with a goddamn lieutenant of the Acolytes of the End, for...
Wow, get out of town.
Yeah. And Dorian Gray made them meet. But no one really knows what happens. Apparently, the Acolyte tried to assassinate the general, and then Dorian Gray went into the what is the word? Shadows, mist, just disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like in a literal sense, or a...
Well,
Probably, maybe a little both.
he wasn't at the scene itself. Anyway, that happened in a warehouse owned by Donahue Shipping, down a Spire over. Donahue being the only shipping competitor around here, like worth his salt. Anywho, that's the last time a lot of people heard of Dorian Gray. But then he popped up again, and this time he's not dealing with these pre-tech artifacts. He's just giving out his compad number, and I made him meet with him tonight.
Really?
Yeah,
Tonight. Ooh.
tonight.
You cooking up something spicy with him?
Yeah. You guys want in on it?
Oh,
Yes, please.
yeah. we definitely do. I'm sure we can help that with that.
And so he leans in a little bit more and says,
Well, I don't have a chemist yet, so we need to get the drugs from elsewhere. I'm gonna steal it from a hospital.
and you can tell, like, they think this is the greatest idea that anyone has ever had. Yeah, it is. From what he's explained in the past, not something that Dorian Gray would normally go for.
Right.
I'm going to text the group chat.
With like this, it's like a dimly lit room with like the music so pumping and
It just goes bloop,
but it's just like this bright light.
There was
You
just
know what?
something along the lines of this does not sound like the actual Dorian Gray, but I am still intrigued.
Alex is not checking his phone right now.
So, you guys in?
Naturally.
I don't know if do you need any help if you have Dorian Gray on your side, and it seems like well, are the people going to be watching a hospital? How much security does a hospital normally have?
Well, you guys said you wanted to meet Dorian
Yeah,
Gray.
Alex, come on. I'm sure we could definitely help you with this genius plan you've got. And we'd love to meet Dorian Gray too. So I think this is perfect.
Excellent.
Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
Cool. So you said that was tonight you had that
Yeah,
set up?
that's tonight.
Perfect.
Gonna meet with them. Well, the attack itself is not gonna be tonight. Or I say the robbery is not gonna be tonight.
Yeah.
Meeting with Dorian Gray tonight, seeing what they think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So cool. Are you guys meeting like here? Should we find you somewhere else? Where do you want?
Yeah, no, right here.
Right here? Perfect. All
In an
right.
alleyway behind
this is so
the club.
stupid.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's super sketchy. It's perfect.
No, you got a problem with all this?
No, just Kirsten. Kirsten has a problem with all this. Nona is, this is fine. Whatever. This
It
might as
peers
well
beyond the veil. And it's like
Kirsten.
I sense. Get out of here. You're dumb and I hate you.
Yeah, so cool. You can just hang around here,
It's 10 a.m.
do some dancing. I got some drugs if you guys want them.
Yeah, no, I think. Well, I'll speak for myself. I'm good, but thank you. I'm sure your drugs are just awesome.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
I take them from the best.
yourself.
No.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Takes
from the
steal.
hospitals.
I'm sorry. Again,
They make
I would-
good stuff.
I would
so
normally
take
take you
it.
up on your option, but I'm already swimming.
Oh,
Yeah.
what on?
What
I
not?
don't remember.
Oh, I like you.
Thank you.
You're cool.
Thanks. You're cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I'm Alex.
I'm Zip.
Right.
Awesome.
All right. I think we're think we're about ready to head out.
I think we might be on the same thing.
You like reached across the the universe and happened to like brush past each other on the same drugs. You're just
astral projecting. To the
exactly.
Same plane.
Hey.
All right. Well, it was awesome meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Love. Hey, if you ever are in Breeze again, light them up again for me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
First
Thank
thing
you.
we're gonna do.
Excellent.
If we ever go back to Breeze.
If is good.
And at that, he just sort of goes back to doing whatever he was doing before, which was probably just drinking
Drugs.
copiously. Drugs and
Lots of
drinking
drugs.
copiously.
That's fair.
So as we're
Are we actually going to rob a hospital?
Distinctly.
As
not.
we're walking
Okay,
out.
I wanted to, I mean, just
definitely not.
excellent. Okay.
When we leave the club, hopefully, if we are just going straight out. I don't know if people want to jam, but
No,
we're
just
vibing
like,
here.
Come on.
Not really. I will ask, as we're heading out past the thumping, mind-numbing music. Alex, are you high right now?
No,
Okay, because
I am very tired. I did a awful time sleeping. It's difficult for me to sleep in group settings.
Okay, sometimes it's a little hard to tell if you're kidding. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Would you like to go take a nap on the boat?
No,
We seem to not
maps
really.
just make me feel worse.
Hmm.
You know. But no, I'm not. It's very different when I'm high. It's very different.
All right. I mean, we could try and stop by a cafe, get some
Coffee might be nice.
Yeah,
Like, honestly,
All right,
yeah,
little pickup.
something away. Yeah.
Come
We should
on.
go and talk because there's a 50-50 chance that that compat number goes right to like a silent operative and it's just gonna, you know.
Yeah, so we did it. That is distinctly not Dorian Gray.
Oh, I don't.
Or
Pretty sure.
yeah, I mean, something's different. Maybe it is the new Dorian Gray, but something happened
changed.
at that meeting, and now
We've established
yeah.
a modus operandi of code of honor and contacts via a very specific way. Then
Oh, yeah.
something went wrong. They disappeared and they came back with no code of honor and only a
yeah,
compad.
it is definitely not
Yeah.
the same person
It's very different.
for sure.
So,
I'd like to see if, like, given that we're just chilling around and like coffee and stuff,
Mhm.
I would like to see if I can find out anything more about these artifacts mentioned.
Are you talking to Zip specifically?
No.
Absolutely
No.
not him.
That man knows nothing.
Yeah.
Just more of the sort of like standard online dark web.
Yeah, this was one. This was
rumor
brought
things.
up.
It was,
one
yeah.
of the
So I'm looking
things-
for more of like a detail. It's about yay big. And like if completely fine if it's like
Yeah.
conflicting and like people are like this one doubles as a pen. Like
There's nothing hugely specific about it. The most consistent descriptions that you're getting make it appear to be like it's some kind of orb or something like that with a
Mhm.
button or like some like just a very simple object that you press, it lights up, and it is therefore like a kind of like a beacon, and then somehow Dorian Gray has a way of
yeah.
tracking where that beacon is and then meeting you at the location where the beacon is.
Yeah, my main purpose for doing so is just to like if we happen to stumble across someone, like I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
eyeing all spheres very suspiciously from this moment
it's
onwards.
it's a simple object like a sphere, a cube,
Sure.
or something along, or like a hexagon, not a hexagon, you know,
yeah,
like what
Like a
dice.
D20.
Yeah, like a D20. Yeah.
But
This is
bigger.
something like,
like a hedron.
yeah,
headroom.
something like that
Cool.
Cool.
With a button on it.
with a button on.
So now we have two whole facts about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Nona
we have a
doesn't.
third one where Cyril has one.
Yep. Sounded like Cyril worked with him.
I have a I didn't want to be at the deal. I'm a little, outvoted and that which is totally fine. That's how democracies work.
I think
What I would like, if at all possible, is to set up a camera in the alleyway that we know that that's happening and being able to watch from afar just in case it is some kind of bust that he's walking straight into. I don't want to be caught in the middle of it.
I was actually thinking it might be a good idea to have maybe you and Claire hang back just in case things go wrongly. You tend to be the less armored members of our party. So
I've been fine so far. I have not taken any kind of damage that was not self-inflicted.
fantastic. Well, I'm just saying, if there's somebody going to stay behind with Claire, I guess you could also go in and I will wait with Claire. But in general, when we have in the past been walking into these potentially dangerous situations, we do have someone hang back with the child.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm not
to...
a child.
Claire, that was adorable.
I can help and be of assistance.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I'm just not going to be in the middle of the gunfight that will inevitably break up.
Yeah.
Well, if we keep you in sightline range, can you use your mental powers and make people not notice us?
Yeah, I can
Well,
do
one
that.
of the two of us.
Can I have a flashbang for the other? We should have some kind of...
I
won't...
Heck yeah.
can also communicate over long distances without my mind.
Perfect. So when things
Yeah,
go down...
You're helping in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't walk into the clearly a trap. Just
Please.
don't do it.
Claire and I will try to set up, I don't know, a rooftop, ideally somewhere that we can be over the alleyway. If something goes bad, Claire, you can reach out to Micah or Nona telepathically.
Yeah.
Let them know that the flashbang's covering.
Not
Close your
Nona,
eyes,
but
cover your
Micah.
ears. Micah.
Yeah.
Yes, then
Sorry,
you can
Nona.
Yeah. So you would reach out to Micah, let them know that it's happening. I'll throw the flashbang, close your eyes, cover your ears. Hopefully you'll be less effective. Make Nona invisible. And then we'll work off of that.
Yeah, I can do that.
That will be our emergency escape.
All right.
This is an amazing plan, you guys. Sorry, this is Kirsten again. It's so better thought
Kirsten.
through than
This
like
is-
everything else we've done in the past.
So you guys have some time, obviously, before the meet because it is like early.
Yeah.
Well, not early morning. It is morning.
We need to get coffee. We need to scope out our rooftops.
Well, you also have additional information now. You know where the location where this event took place.
Yeah.
That
as
was
well.
the next
We
thing
could
I was
go
going to
look around.
suggest.
Yeah, good. That was just one spire over. Right? We can definitely check that out.
I love how everything is always just one spire over.
Shush you.
No, I actually do. I don't want to walk through that many spires.
Well, the
It's
bridge
great.
is, there's
You
always
guys
a
don't
bridge
have-
from spire to
You
spire.
guys don't
It's
have
not
a vehicle,
circle.
and I
It's
don't
like
want
a-
to make you take half a day to walk across the city.
When all of the spires are connected, they're all one spire over.
Yeah, they all
It's like,
crisscross.
Oh my God, this needs to be an ongoing joke. Everything's connected, so
everything
it's
is one spire.
always just one spire over.
Also, while we're around here, I'd like to find maybe a pair of binoculars. I feel like those might come in handy for just kind of lookout purposes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that makes sense.
Heck yeah, more shopping.
So yeah, you'll swing by a coffee stand, pick up some coffee.
A double, please.
Claire won't have anything. I don't know what you guys want.
No won't have anything
Have you
either.
not, you don't drink coffee?
I had a good night's rest. I don't need it.
Okay, well.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
fine. I get it. I get it. He is grown.
I don't need
She can
caffeine in order to wake up in the morning.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
It is a joke.
I don't like the boiled bean juice.
I do not care for the oranges.
And you're able to easily find some binoculars. I'm not entirely sure how much they are. I'm pretty sure they're somewhere on the general equipment list. Just find them and then subtract that from the general supply of money that you guys have.
Sure.
So that probably takes you about to midday, I would say. What's the plan right now? You've got binoculars, you've got coffee, and you're all caffeinated, ready to go.
Yeah, I think, like I said, maybe picking out a rooftop that they will be on later.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how to get up there. I could even probably do that while they're getting coffee or something like that.
And yeah, because and when I say these are spires, they are like spires. So the where the club is definitely on the lower part of the spire itself.
Sure.
You had to take some like steps down in order to get there, and all of the buildings like farther up have a pretty good view of everything farther down.
Cool.
Obviously, you probably don't want to go too far away, so you can have a good view of things. But that's pretty easy. The spire that this is on, it's not like it's higher traffic than the one that you came in on, but it's not like one of the major like pinnacle spires that a lot of tourists like really frequent. So you would probably be able to find a rooftop that you could assume maybe no one would be on.
Great. And then we'll go look at the Donahue shipping warehouse.
Okay. So
Yes.
and that's just actually a spire over. So you guys head out that way. Are you gonna ask like anyone around, like, can you give me directions, or what do you know about Donahue shipping? Or are you just like beelining to Zip? Kind of gave you like a general area, but not
Well, if
specifics.
that's fair. I was thinking, so two things. He said, is it the only shipping warehouse?
Actually, yeah. I want Alex and Micah to roll a intelligence no check.
Okay. Yeah, I think he mentioned it was the only good one in
Yes.
his opinion.
You know what? Actually, forget the rolling. Micah, you would just know this. Donahue Shipping is like a major name on Orisiame.
Okay.
Because of the nature of the geology and how everything's set up. Shipping is a major component of Orisimian commerce, and Donahue Shipping specifically is like a juggernaut when it comes to that. They're based in Jade, but they've got places all over. It's owned by a person by the name of Jordan Donahue, who's like a little bit of a playboy. That's about what you know about him. And sort of like, it's almost like how we know like Elon Musk and Jeffrey Bezos, like so rich, but also young. And so gets into
And
a lot of
also
like
the
shenanigans.
worst.
Yeah.
Love space.
Love space. The parallels
Right.
here are too real. I do not care for it.
So,
Yeah, so if there's multiple shipping warehouses on that one spire, that's going to be a problem.
Well, it's a single HQ, but there's a lot of it's one HQ and then a bunch of buildings that are owned all by
It's a
the
warehouse.
Donahue Shipping. So there would be multiple warehouses.
I'm assuming that it's the one with police activity
Yeah.
outside of it.
One could maybe assume.
That's kind of what I was thinking as well. I wasn't thinking that like the place where the assassination attempt took place was going to be particularly hard to pick out. Unless there were multiple assassination attempts. Maybe that's just a normal Friday night for everybody. You go down to Donahue Shipping, somebody tries to take the life of a political figure.
You know, a normal
I don't
Saturday
know.
night.
This space stuff is weird.
Yeah, I'm interested. I do. I want to see. This is where the shootout took place. This is where Vaughn was hurt and brought away. And I don't know the man, but I feel like if he was hurt and the shootout did happen, it wasn't him who started it. Yeah. And
Yeah, it wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
No, he's not like that. So yeah, I think we're on agreement right now. We're just going to try and head over toward that general area and
Yeah.
see if one of the warehouses stands out as obviously being where stuff would have happened.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get to Donahue Shipping. You just ask someone like, "Oh, do you know where this is?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, fucking."
Yeah, we want to see the
That
thing.
one,
We want
yeah.
to see the blood.
We want a
We want
rubber
the
neck.
blood.
And
We're going to hold up traffic for hours.
So you get, as you make your way, this is not like a nice part of town. Like it's a warehouse. It's a bit industrial. Sparsely, there's not residential. You see a bunch of people working nearby docks. Obviously, this is a pretty major like commercial port. And as you continue walking down like these different streets, you do see a couple of warehouses that seem to be like less active and just sort of dilapidated. Nothing immediately that jumps out to you as like there was a shootout that happened there. But you do see just some workers hanging out, chatting about something like near the outside of one of these warehouses, and just like looks like they're gossiping.
Okay, so
Yeah. Well, head over to them. Seems like they're not especially busy right now. And say, hey, we were looking to check out where that shootout that was on the news happened. Do you guys know about that?
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah.
That's so fucked up, dude. Like,
Yeah, it sounded fucking wild.
yeah. Carl over there saw like the thing take place. He was like a witness to it. And Carl just sort of like rubs his eyebrows.
No
like,
shit.
yeah, man. It was crazy. So we were working the docks, right? And there's a couple of warehouses that are in disrepair. They're not being really used anymore. They need to be renovated and stuff like that. And I'm working along with a couple of other guys and our foreman, and we hear a couple of shots ring out. So we're like, oh, what the hell is that? We go over to check it out, and we see this Cassian general, like this guy who's like practically royalty over on Cass, right? He's gotten like looks like shots to the chest, and we're looking around trying to see like what happened, and then we see like this what's his name, Raven Man, McRaven. We see him. He's got his like leg broken over nearby like the door, maybe trying to make his way out of it, and like we stopped him and we made sure he didn't get away. But man, it was crazy. And we weren't able to like find the gun or anything like that. And then obviously like the police came and told us we couldn't be there anymore. But
That's a weird group of people to be there.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
That you guys didn't see like anyone else. It was just this like random general, and then McRaven, you said?
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything else. So our foreman, right? He also like saw some of this go down, and he swears he saw something different, saw another person there, and said go down completely. But I'm like, there's no way that the thing. So he says there's a third body in there, got cut in half, just completely bifurcated. But there was no body left there at the scene. It was just Vaughn McRavenface and the general, and obviously like just that's what happened. Vaughn McRaven shot the general. It seems quite obvious.
In half, you say?
Yeah,
So shreds.
Exactly.
Arcus has this whole other thing, but like he sees things like he's a little older, and he just
Gotcha.
yeah.
Wow. Damn, that shit's crazy. But that happened right over there?
Yeah.
Wow. You mind if we just kind of take a little look around?
Ooh, you gotta be careful though. Like the police don't want to like see you.
Oh, sure.
Around. But yeah, we'll.
Oh,
yeah.
I just want to take a look. And you said, your foreman, is he around?
He took the day off. If you want to talk to him, he's over in Ursum Town.
Oh, cool. All right. What was his name? I think you just said
Arcus.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, we're just so curious. It's so weird.
Yeah. It was freaking crazy, dude. Like, what is this general fucking doing here in the middle of bumfuck Jade?
Maybe he was shipping things.
Yes.
Maybe.
In some abandoned warehouse.
Wild. You do.
Yeah. Try and if they'll lead us over, like take a look around.
And
yeah.
We're new here. Ursum Town.
Actually, Spire over.
Say it.
Say the thing, Bart. Just a Spire over.
That's great.
Fantastic. It's everything I always wanted.
And so
manual labor on Jade is so kind.
I know.
The bouncer asked if it was okay to pat me down.
You're so nice.
These workers were just like, let me tell you everything. Wow, it's wild.
Yeah. People are just really friendly in this town.
Not much happens. People got to gossip.
And they're partying at 10 a.m. So, I mean, it's just that kind of place.
So this guy shows you to a one of the warehouse that he was talking about. And as you get closer, you realize from the distance, you couldn't see this before, but there's obviously like the police tape. It's like, do not enter. And he's like, shh, and pulls up the tape. He's like, oh, go look and I'll keep a lookout.
Oh,
and just like,
friend.
Yeah, I love these guys. Damn.
He just seems like this is what you gather from him is like not a lot happens to
This
him.
is the big thing.
This is like a thing. And like he like sharing it with people. It's like, oh, this is really cool. Like weird thing happens here. Let me show you this dead body.
Pretty much.
Basically. So when you guys get into this warehouse, it is basically empty. So there are a couple of things that you see. It is basically just all flat. There's no levels or anything like that. There's no like secondary like catwalk above things. It is just a place to house things in. You see near the back of where you came in, there's a broken window. There's actually quite a few windows that just line the back, but the one of them in particular is broken. And you see a couple of things. You see quite a large pile or spot where there is dried blood. And this is very much the crime scene. Are you guys going to be like, are you just doing a quick glance, or are you kind of like trying to look around and see what's up and try and do a little bit of investigation?
Yeah, Alex is looking around for sure.
Yeah.
His primary thing is, the first thing Alex will do is kind of go over to the spot where the blood is, look back at the door, just kind of like trace a line, and then he's going to make for the wall that's opposite, and is going to look for scorch marks or like conventional bullet holes, see if he can kind of get like a grouping of shots, and then make around the walls to see if there are other groupings of like bullet holes.
Yeah, or like scorch marks.
Or scorch marks from lasers if it's not conventional. Yeah.
Can you make a quick intelligence notice check, please?
Broken window.
Wisdom notice check. What was that?
Broken window.
You're going to look at the broken window?
Yes, specifically have people cleaned up the glass, and if not, which side of the wall is it on? Because that's what you do when there's broken windows.
So, Nona, as you approach that, you actually notice this is a lot farther into the warehouse than you're originally shown.
Yeah.
There is a second pool of blood.
Gasp.
And what you can gather from this is a lot of blood for someone to lose. Like maybe a little too much. Like someone.
Perhaps if someone were cut in twain.
Perhaps if someone lost this amount of blood, they shouldn't be walking around anymore.
Who are you to tell them what to do?
Okay, Alex got a 7. I'm going to continue this. You do take a look at the broken window. It seems most of the glass has been cleaned up, but you do see like the telltale sparkle of like glass on the other side of the window.
So outside, as in something came from the inside and went outwards.
That's what it seems like, yes.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm, while those two are doing that, going to look around kind of the edges of the ground, see if there's anything else that might have been like dropped or laying around that didn't get swept up in the meantime.
Yeah. Could you make another wisdom nose check for me? So Alex, as you do this, you're trying to find like, all right, we're being told that there were gunshots or shots of some kind, and trying to find some grouping of things. And as you start looking around, you can't really see, like, from the reports that General Kane was shot at with conventional weaponry. So you would expect to see some bullet holes. Particularly from if we have, let's say we have a top-down view of this warehouse. You guys came in through the south. Nona's currently looking at the north, and so you would expect. And the first pile of the first dried blood that you saw was to the west. So you would expect, with how everything was situated, that there would be bullet holes somewhere within the western wall. As you start looking around, you can't really make out anything, which either means one of two things. Either every single shot that hit General Kane stayed within the body, which is unlikely to say the least. He probably maybe was wearing some armor, so maybe they caught it a little bit. But what you do notice as you were looking around a little bit more is there appear to be bullet holes in the southern wall, or not bullet holes, I should say, scorch marks on the southern wall. And with how everything you were told happened with General Kane being in the west and Vaughn being found on the eastern side of this warehouse, it doesn't really make sense why there would be shots there.
Where is that compared to the broken window that known as that?
It is on the exact opposite side of where the broken window was.
Got it.
So you have a thing, but I also have an action I want to take.
Yeah, I got a 5 to look around.
So you do a quick look around, and you know Vaughn. Like, you have a familiarity with him and sort of what he does. He's generally much more of an up-and-close fighter. He doesn't really use like guns, like ranged weaponry. But one of the things that sticks in your head is Vaughn somehow broke his leg.
Yep.
There's no like place to fall down within here. And you find it strange, like how like something really strong either needed to like throw him up into the air or just hit him directly in the leg in order for him to break his leg. And because you don't see like a fall doing that within where the building is. No, what was the thing that you wanted to talk about?
So I'm wondering right now. So I found this other giant pool of blood, right?
Yeah.
And based on the story, the worker people told us, should this be here?
No.
Okay, cool. So I have been thinking a lot about Claire lately. So I'm gonna call. I'm assuming the workers are in here with us.
No, they're actually staying outside keeping watch because they're cool dudes.
They're the
like
bros.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, great bros. I am going to stick my head out by one of them and say, hey, there's a second pool of blood in here.
Oh no, we thought that too, but like it's just paint. There was a paint spill or something back there. Yeah, it's just the one pool of blood.
Claire, I need you. No, I'm fine for now. I'm not going to draw any attention to that. I am going to go inform my colleagues, though.
Okay.
Nona knows a lot about paint, especially red paint. This ain't red paint. You cannot use it to paint flames on things.
It is not red paint. It is very clearly blood.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, I would like to know if my colleagues can also see this thing.
They can.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
So,
is.
yeah, sounds like the foreman's story was probably the right one. Maybe we should go hit him up.
There is some psychic nonsense afoot here.
Always.
Always.
Ain't that just the way?
You guys are just such troublemakers. No.
Beg your pardon.
These people not only did not see this, they actively saw it and then thought it was blood and then dismissed it as no, that's just red paint. There is something going on here, and we may have unintentionally placed a target upon ourselves and should be very careful from this point onwards.
Always.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Let's I'd prefer not to talk in here and do the analysis. We can if anybody wants to do another sweep through, and then we'll peace out and talk about it on the move.
no,
I
yeah, we
wanna
should go.
leave.
Okay.
I want to leave.
Gang, it seems like we got a mystery on our hands. And I guess we'll have to solve it next time.
Yeah, sure. With our
maybe
brain
solve it next
power. Here we go. Solve the thing. It took us a whole episode to go to a city. But yeah, we will solve this mystery in the next hour and a half.
You got it.
In peace.